this watch does a lot of things, but yes, it also does a lot of things. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Al here, coming to you with another episode of Sweat. So what I think. This is the channel where I go out there, find all the latest and greatest items for you. I'm gonna tell you what I think about the product. But before we go any further, if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that don't like button, I don't care. Just go ahead, give me a comment. Tell me what you feel about it and I'll go ahead and respond back to you. But subscribe so you can see the next episode. Ring that bell so that when I come out with something new and exciting again, you guys are the first to be informed. What I have for you today is a product by a company, Vela. Wow. All right, what this right here is a smartwatch. You guys out there know all about the different types of smartwatches that you can get. You've got the Apple smartwatch, you know, that's the supposedly the king of the throne, or whatever Android has out there. I know Android has a few as well, but when it comes to basic smartwatch and stuff, we all look towards like the big names and all that. Well, what this company decided to do is they decided to make a more affordable smartwatch for you, so you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars for it. Yes, it's below $100. Well, it is right now anyway. But they did it in a smart way. It does your regular stuff, you know, it keeps your steps, it keeps track of your exercising, you want to do running, you want to do biking, you want to, you know, walk on treadmill, whatever you want to do. It keeps order of that, or it keeps account for like your heart rate and all of that other good stuff. So let's go ahead and open up the box and see what it has inside. All right, shall we? Come on with me.
Okay, let's check out what comes in the box. Well packaged, I'll tell you that much. Quick guide and the watch itself. All right, so this is everything that comes in the box. You have the actual watch itself. You have the charging cradle for it. The cable, USB cable, came with an extra band, and of course the guide.
All right, now we see what comes with it. Let's talk about the ease of use with it. The watch itself is very easy to use. Here it is right here. I've been using this thing for the last 2 weeks. I've been double wristing it. Yeah, that's right. I have the Apple Watch over here, and I was using the Vela watch on my other wrist. And I was trying to see exactly if they were about the same when it came to the different types of rates they were taking, such as the number of footsteps, you know, what's my heart rate? Is my heart condition okay? You know, is it keeping track of the actual exercise that I'm doing the right way? Or is it, you know, off by a great amount and whatnot? So that's why I was doing 2 watches at one time. This watch was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. The thing, like I said, is very easy to use. You go ahead, you can see that. To navigate the watch, you would just simply turn, flick it on to the next one. It's very easy to use, very easy to use. The app, not so much at first, but we're gonna talk about that later. So you've got the app, you've got the phone, they work great together. We'll discuss it a little bit more in a minute. So how much is it for a watch like this from the Vela guys? How much is this watch? Well, MSRP right now, they got it for $139. They're giving you $50 off. You can get it for $89. I'll put the actual link in the description below, but it's for $89 right now on their site. So now let's talk about the pros and cons of this watch itself. The pros, it's a really good watch. It's constructed very well. Nothing odd or bulky about it. It's actually pretty nice and decent, pretty slim line, given what it does. It doesn't take up a lot of real estate. It takes a number of steps you do. It also does your sleep cycle. It keeps track of how well you slept. How many hours did you sleep, deep sleep, and how much of it was light, tossing and turning. It also keeps track of how many times you actually got up. Now, when you're looking at that sleep cycle, that's very important because it also tells you how many times you stop breathing. Did you go hypoxic or hypoxia? Did you stop, or did your oxygen level in your blood go too low? This watch has a special function. It's an actual alarm. It's a wake-up alarm if you have a case of hypoxia, which you stop breathing, the oxygen level in the blood gets so low, it becomes an alarming rate. It will wake you up with a vibration, and you will feel that vibration too on your arm. So it's a kind of alarm, a safety feature. I mean, this watch goes insane. So the amount of things, the pros, it has a lot that it offers to various types of people out there. It depends on what you want to know about yourself, because keeping track of your health is very important. For the females, this watch has a special characteristics where it'll keep track of your cycle. So if that's something you're looking for, this watch will do it for you. It'll only work because it asks you, are you male and female as set up? So, I don't have that stuff on there, but if you set it up as a female, it will also keep track of your cycle. What else it does, it keeps track of your cardiac load. I mean, it goes into some very deep medical terminology when you're looking at the app. Another pro that I'd like to add on this is that the battery life on this thing is outstanding. Charged this up and it lasted for over a week. At a week's mark, I stopped and I was like, let me charge it up again. It had a third of the battery left on it. So after using it for a week, I've had this for 2 weeks. I've only charged it once, and the battery life on it right now is still 2/3. So that's another good thing. The battery life is outstanding on this watch. That's the pros. It's a great watch, has a whole plethora of things that it can do. But that's also a con, because at the same time you're looking at it, yes, this watch does a lot of things, but yes, it also does a lot of things. And when you're trying to figure it out, if you're not one to take your time and go through it, like I said, I took 2 weeks. 2 weeks using this watch every day, taking it off just to shower and putting it back on and trying to figure out the app. It is very overwhelming at times. There are certain things in the app that at first I did not like it. I didn't like the app because I couldn't understand what it was telling me and what it was giving me. There's still things in the app which I don't understand, but I predict that as I continue to use it, these things will become more clear. There are things that it takes into account of, or that it keeps track of. You really have to be in the medical field or be one of the people that actually are looking for specifics. This HVR, the heart rate variability, and it gives you numbers and it breaks it down. I don't know when it says or the time chart it used, but it just gives me this and so many MSs and this. I don't know. It is confusing. So that was throwing me off for a while, and I can see that throwing a lot of other people off. But the more I started to use the app, the more I started to like it. It does things like does your GPS tracking. It's very accurate. It does a lot of things that you would need if you were really into finding out to the gnats behind of what your body is doing at any given point. And that I commended it, bravo. But at the same time, that's a little overwhelming at times. It's too technical. It gets very, very, very technical. And that I can see a lot of people getting frustrated with. But if you can go through all of that, and if you can just take more time, sit down with the app, at the end, you'll end up liking it like I did. It's an excellent watch. Has a feature for answering. Well, you can't answer the phone. You get all your messages. Anything that comes up on your actual phone itself, you can get them to send it to the watch. You can't answer it. you can just see it. Another thing that's on here that's a con, and I've asked the company, they have not responded yet to this, is they're waterproof. It's listed as being waterproof. But the more I started to read the manual, the more things I was seeing about waterproof and the ability of that, okay, if it gets water damage, it's not covered under warranty. And that didn't make sense. And then I started reading more, and it says, well, the waterproofness of the watch will decrease in time. And it tells you, okay, gives you limitations. Don't put it in this. Don't use it soapy water. Don't do this. Don't do. And I'm like, well, is it waterproof, or should you have just stated that it was water resistant? Because those two are very different. In the video itself, it shows somebody swimming with the watch, and they come out to check their message, and then they go back into swimming. But then you have the warning in the manual stating that, hey, it could cause damage, or the amount of time that it will be waterproof is limited. So that is one big con, and I tried to talk to the manufacturer about that, but they have not responded on the specifics of how long this watch is waterproof. But yeah, that's one thing that I would definitely check into. Besides that, the watch is very, very good. Is it worth it? To me, if you can't, or if you're not in the market to pay hundreds of dollars, because the iWatch is upwards of $400 or more, depending on which one you get. If you're in the market for looking for a watch that can give you your health, a snapshot of your health, your heart rate and such, your oxygen level, oxygen saturation in the blood, and you're not willing to spend over $100, you're looking to spend under $100, this is an excellent watch for you. Because like I said, it goes into such detail that I haven't seen other watches go into, such as the iWatch. Yes, everything is dumbed down for the iWatch. It tells you everything. It's easy to read. It's easy to understand. This watch, the Vela watch, it may not be as easy to understand, but then it has more detail than the iWatch has itself. And that has something to say with it. That to me says something, is that the company, although they didn't say it in a way that everybody would understand, the company actually knows what it's doing. And I saw a lot of people out there talking about the app, because that's one thing I contacted the company and told them. I said, hey, you guys know you're associated, because they have it on here. It's called WoFit. That right there is the app for this. And I talked to them. I said, do you guys understand that that app has a rating of 2 out of 5 in Google? But now I understand why it has that rating, because it's complicated. And if you don't take the time to go through it and figure everything out, you're going to get frustrated, and you're not going to like it, and you're going to think that that app sucks. But it doesn't. It doesn't. After taking time, I actually like the app. The company responding. At first, it took them a long time to respond. Customer service was a bit slow. But then they started picking up the pace. And within an hour or two, I started getting responses, which was really good. So they started picking up the pace. So is it worth it? If you're in the market for a good smartwatch that you don't feel like spending over $100, and you don't mind being bombarded with all types of in-depth detail and information, yes, it's worth it. Would I recommend it? Yes, I'd get it for people. I'd definitely get it. If I didn't have this one, I'd wear this one. Matter of fact, I'd probably switch them out. Who knows? Just wear one day, wear the other one the other day. But it is actually a very good watch. So the Vela watch, smartwatch, affordable smartwatch. It's a good watch. Well, that's all I have for today. Come back and join me next time, where I'm going to reveal something else for you that's going to be useful, less time consuming, that'll make your life a whole lot easier. All right? Peace.